It's been a tough week for crypto, for altcoins, especially above and beyond the suffering that Bitcoin has seen. But if we zoom out and we take a little bit of a wider perspective, we can certainly acknowledge that there have been some very, very profound winners over the course of the last few months, over the course of the last year. Really chief among them has been Sui and the Sui Network and the SUI token, and especially its ecosystem, which has been on fire. And actually, if we look at the last 6 months, this has been one of the best performers in terms of bouncing back after every dip. They just always come back as one of the strongest performers. And we're still kind of in the midst of these liquidations that happened these last few days. Like I said, it's been a tough week, but history would suggest that Sui is going to be one of the best in terms of bouncing back. On the one hand, Sui is a project that keeps pumping out exciting news. A lot of groundbreaking features too. It lets you connect with anyone using video, audio, or text with total privacy. There's also the fact that Binance now offers to send or receive USDC on Sui, so that's massive. And then also its ecosystem, like I said, just keeps growing. TVL, Total Value Locked, saw an incredible upside, and Sui DeFi protocols keep bringing in new partnerships. For example, there's Navi Protocol that's now partnered with Ondo. That's one that we've been covering lately, but there are some other under the radar ecosystem protocols that really deserve your attention. If you haven't clued into them yet, if they're not on your radar, they should be. We're looking at them in this video. Welcome to the channel TGIF. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. Whether it's Sui ecosystem protocols or otherwise, I wish you all the very best of luck if you choose to invest. Just remember that I'm not a financial or investment advisor, and that means that by extension, this video is not official financial or investment advice. The number one spot on this list is occupied by Walrus Protocol, ticker WAL, which is about to launch its mainnet next month in March. It is a decentralized storage solution from the Miston Labs team. That's the same team that's, by the way, behind Sui, Deepbook, as well as the Sui wallet. And with its mainnet that is imminent, we also very much suspect we're going to see the launch of their WAL token, WAL. If you were an early user of their testnet, then you've already received their WAL, their WAL airdrop allocation. This is a soulbound NFT, meaning that, in other words, you can't send it to another wallet. And Walrus is seeing an increase in other projects that choose them for their storage option. There's 3DOS, this is a DeepIn project, Linera, a layer 1 chain, Talus Network, this is an AI agent, 7K, the aggregator, Walrus secures the front end running, Heidel, which offers liquid staking, and there's going to be an HAWAL liquid staking token, Tusky, this is a decentralized storage maxi. It moved from Arweave actually to Walrus. And finally, for the purposes of this list at least, One Comics. They are Asia's largest martial arts media platform. So this is great news. Clearly, we've seen a steady and very observable increase in those projects, in other protocols that have wanted to partner and that have already partnered with Walrus Protocol. We can also compare Walrus to other existing decentralized storage options. The advantages in this case of Walrus are, among other things, the fact that it's more cost-effective, more secure. Walrus achieves programmable, decentralized storage through the Sui network, and this means that it offers functionality that is way beyond basic data storage, because you can transfer stored data to other users, you can delete or modify data. Arweave, for example, does not allow this. On Filecoin, your data gets deleted when your contract expires. When you store data on Sui, you need to pay storage costs. Walrus is not exempt from this. Part of these fees are burned, meaning that Walrus makes Sui, the SUI token, deflationary. And the more data we store in Walrus, the more SUI tokens get burned. So you are definitely going to want to keep an eye out on Walrus and its WAL token launch. Again, that is imminent. It actually may become an absolute killer token, just like Deep, D-E-E-P, the way that turned out to be. That is Deepbook's token, of course, also from the Miston Labs team. And that provides a pretty good segue because Deepbook, again, ticker Deep, is at number 2 on this list. This is another project, like I just mentioned, by Miston Labs. However, if you're looking to find the Deepbook app, unfortunately, you're going to be disappointed. Deepbook has no user interface, no UI right now. And you may ask yourself how that's possible if it claims to be the so-called backbone of the Sui DeFi liquidity system. Well, many Sui ecosystem DeFi apps run Deepbook on their app, but in the background. So most of the time, you actually don't even know that you're using Deepbook. But nonetheless, Deepbook has quite an impressive ecosystem. So we have, for example, Aftermath, Kria, CETUS, Flow Finance, Hop Aggregator, Turbos, and 7K. They all use Deepbook, and actually a lot more projects are in the pipeline as well. This currently represents around 25% of all TVL on Sui. Another big advantage is that Deepbook offers an order book, and in DeFi, that's not a given actually. So as an example, an AMM or an automated market maker works with liquidity pools. Deepbook allows you to use DeFi platforms with a similar UI as you've used with a centralized exchange, a CEX. And that means, for example, it offers things like limit orders. This order book is a CLOB, C-L-O-B, or a decentralized central limit order book. A CLOB just matches buyers and sellers. So for instance, Binance or Coinbase, these are two examples of platforms, exchanges that also use CLOBs, but also the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange. And the Deep Token TGE or token generation event was very successful. Within just 1 week, actually, it did a 5x. That launch occurred a few months ago in October 2024, and the price went from just under 2 cents to just over 8 cents. The current all-time high stands at 34 cents, which occurred about a month ago. So that's a 19x right there. There was a generous airdrop as well. And so if you held on to that, you probably did very well. Kudos if that's the case. As I record right now, Deep, DEEP, is flat on the day at about 13.6 cents with a $335 million market cap out of the 10 billion tokens. Unfortunately, we only have 2.5 billion or 25% in circulation. Not a killer metric there. Certainly nothing to be too excited about, but there you go. And as with the Sui token SUI, you'll notice that DEEP has been coming back pretty successfully after the major dips that we've seen in these last few months. So that's encouraging. It signals strength. It signals confidence in the project. And I would argue personally that this is a pretty good entry point where we sit right now. Last but not least here on this list at number 3, we're looking at CETUS Protocol. Ticker is CETUS, C-E-T-U-S. This is the 7th biggest project by market cap in the entirety of the Sui ecosystem. In terms of total value locked, it takes the number 3 spot and is the DEX actually with the highest TVL. It works both on Sui and Aptos, since both, of course, are based on the Move programming language. And besides being a DEX, it actually offers a novel approach with its concentrated liquidity model. This allows you to add their liquidity within custom price ranges, and that contrasts obviously against most of the other DEXs out there because they distribute your liquidity uniformly, meaning that they use the entire price curve. To an extent, this actually wastes provided liquidity. And so with CETUS, you can use the full range and you can also customize it. You can swap with limit orders or use the DCA, that's the dollar cost average feature. And also, CETUS uses the Deepbook CLOB, Central Limit Order Book, in the background. CETUS also allows you to stake your CETUS tokens. You get X CETUS in return. The APR does fluctuate here, and that depends on the price of CETUS and the real-time value of the rewards. Currently, it's around 31% or so, and the weekly rewards that you receive are in SUI, CETUS, C-E-T-U-S, and USDC. CETUS also recently introduced flash loans, and these allow you to borrow large amounts of crypto without collateral. However, just note that you need to pay back the loan within the same transaction. You can use them if you want for arbitrage. Be careful with this kind of thing, obviously, but it's an option. It's available. There is still lots of room for growth when it comes to the CETUS token. The current price stands at just under 12 cents as I record, with a fairly modest market cap, just $76.7 million. 66% of the 1 billion max token supply is already in circulation. So that's good. That represents pretty strong tokenomics.